Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your every Monday and Friday video cast on Twitch and iTunes or YouTube, and then we've got the podcast on iTunes. My name is Frankie.
My name is Reese. Thanks for joining us.
All right, Age of Sigmar Judicators are up for pre-order. That's super exciting, and they look badass. They look really cool.
Pretty cool. Now, the Judicators are the long-range version of the Stormcast Eternals.
Yeah.
Pretty much think of it as your tactical marine. They have a bow or a crossbow, and then they have a heavy weapon that they can take 1 per 5 models. It's either a heavy bow or a heavy crossbow. The heavy crossbow looks a little ridiculous in my opinion.
Not into it.
Not a big fan. Some people love it.
It's like a cannon crossbow.
It's like Mega Man's. If Mega Man's arm had 2 crossbows on it,
yeah,
pretty much what it would be. Although the bows and the crossbows look really good. The rules for it are pretty interesting. Like, again, we're novices with Age of Sigmar, but looking at the rules, I was like, why would you ever bring the hammer versions? Because the shooting versions obviously shoot. The bows have quite a long range. They're powerful. The crossbows are shorter range, but they're multi-shot. Yeah. And then they also have a sword, like a gladius, that's equivalent in close combat to what the pure melee versions have. They just don't have the benefit of a shield or 2 weapons or a 2-handed weapon. They're almost as good in melee. So it kind of left me scratching my head. I would choose to always take the ranged version, unless, of course, there's something that we're missing.
So now, without the shield, is their armor save worse, or is
it about the same? If I remember correctly, the shield lets you reroll failed saves of a 1.
Oh.
If I remember correctly. So it makes them quite a bit more durable, actually.
Yeah.
And then the other options for the melee are 2 swords, 2 hammers, sword shield, hammer shield, or the 2-handed sword or 2-handed shield. Or, I'm sorry, 2-handed hammer. Those give you a lot of options. Usually you get 2 attacks, etc. But the sword, unless I'm reading it incorrectly, is the exact same sword that the melee versions of the Judicators have, the Liberators.
Nice.
So, like the exact same weapon. But then you also get the benefit of being able to shoot.
Heck yeah. I like the bows. The bow and arrow looks really cool.
It's got such a big range. I mean, it's going to play like a 40K unit. Like, you can back up and shoot, and then when someone gets close, run in there and shank them with your Gladius. And as we read it, you can still shoot your bow in melee.
Heck yeah, just like Hercules did in the new Hercules movie with The Rock.
The movie was awful, wasn't it?
It was really bad.
Yeah.
It was not good. I would not recommend watching it, but I had to give it a shot. I watched the whole thing. It was interesting. Anyways, if you guys are interested in getting your pre-orders in for this, you get an extra 5% off your entire order as long as you order one of the new Judicator boxes. Send those orders into orders@frontlinegaming.org and get your discounts today.
Frankie, how many percentages? How many percentiles total?
Up to 25%.
That's a lot of percents. That's almost all of them.
It's almost a quarter. Actually, it's exactly a quarter.
It is. I look at the glass 3/4 full, Frankie.
Well, then you've got a lot of full glasses sitting around.
I do indeed.
All right, GW is also releasing mega base sets. It's going to be a plethora of bases, or so Reese put in the notes.
Yay, a cornucopia.
Ew, I don't know about a cornucopia. It's definitely a plethora, which is a strong word.
It's in their multitudes.
Might be a mountain of bases.
You'd have to get a lot.
Wheelbarrow.
You have to get a lot. That probably wouldn't be very good for the environment if you made a mountain of plastic. But, hey, since GW is doing a little switcheroo on us with bases across all their games, they're now conveniently releasing base sets in up to 100 at a go.
Nice.
And the price ranges are GW prices, but, hey, it makes it easy. Yeah. And we do sell the bases, so if you do want to get your hands on any of those, go ahead and pre-order something, and you get an extra 5% off, or just order the bases for the regular 20% off. Send those to orders@frontlinegaming.org. They've got 32mm round, the surfboards, everything.
I actually really like the 32mm because like your models actually fit on top of them. I'm not going to change any army to that, but I do really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think they do look aesthetically more pleasing, but when you're an old grognard like me and you've got an army of 200 models on 25mm bases, I quite simply am not going to change them to a 32mm base. Now, if you're a fantasy going to Age of Sigmar, even though you don't have to, I could see that you would do that. I think that they look better on the round bases anyway. I just don't feel like doing it, and I'm not going to be quite frank. Now, if I were to start a new Space Marine army, yeah, I'd put them all on 32mm bases, no problem. Another thing that a sneak release, there's these Tyranid mega sets on GW's website. Check them out. You can order all that stuff through Frontline Gaming at quite a discount.
Bundles.
Yeah, they don't save you anything but clicks. But hey,
They're saving you time, Reese, and time is money.
Well,
So you are saving money.
pennies at least by not having to make multiple clicks. So thanks. But you can get those through Frontline Gaming at a bigger discount anyway. So hey, take a look at them if it's something that interests you. The Tyranid is getting a little bit of attention.
Also, do you think this is all goes along with the rumor of base sets, like custom bases?
Yeah, there's
Do
been
you
a
think this is
persistent
kind of
rumor.
what the rumor was? Is just they're releasing all of the set of bases, like you can get 100 of them.
Perhaps. I mean, they have like 132 millimeter bases, and it is quite possible that maybe even the textured bases were in there. I didn't look at every set. I might have missed it, but I'm pretty sure that it wasn't included in there. It makes sense. GW could start releasing textured bases. Why not?
Heck yeah.
It's just another thing that they can upsell their customer.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. LVO rooms are already 35% booked out. Don't wait. If you guys want to get your discounted rate on the rooms, go ahead and get those placed this week. I would definitely recommend it because, I mean, in 1 week, we're already down 35%.
It's actually almost closer to 40% now.
Ooh.
We booked out a couple more
Watch out.
rooms. This is going to be February 5th through the 7th. This is our flagship event. It's the biggest 40K championship singles event in the world. It's going to be an absolute blast. And that is the Super Bowl weekend. We're having a Super Bowl showing party. You can bet on the game. There's going to be a ton of social events. But since it is the Super Bowl weekend, Vegas is going to get booked out completely.
Yeah.
So seriously, don't wait to get your room. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity to come and be a part of the fun. It is going to be a blast. Yeah. We're already well into the planning stages. Anybody out there that if you're a retailer or if you're a manufacturer and you'd like to showcase your product, you want to sponsor the event in exchange for some marketing exposure, hit me up. contact@frontlinegaming.org. We would be more than happy to talk to you about what we have to offer and what you could gain from the exchange. Also, if you're a TO and you're looking to have a game at the Las Vegas Open, hit me up at contact@frontlinegaming.org. Space is at a premium, but we're always looking to expand into new game systems. And lastly, if you want to volunteer, we have different levels of volunteering that you can get anything from a free ticket to playing an event to a free room if you volunteer for the entire time. Shoot me an email, again, contact@frontlinegaming.org, and we'd be happy to explain that to you. And we've got a really great team of volunteers coming together. Already almost got all the volunteers we need.
Yeah.
Really exciting. So if you want to be a part of the team, be a part of that camaraderie and the fun, it is hard work, but we make it worth your time. Let me know, and then we'll find out if there's a place for you on the team at the Las Vegas Open 2016.
I'm actually really excited to spend the Super Bowl in Vegas. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, where
There's
else
gonna be
would
so
you
many people.
want to do it?
I've already invited like 10, 15 friends that don't play 40K,
Mm-hmm.
and like half of them are like, heck yeah, Vegas, Super Bowl. They're super excited, so they're all booking their flights and stuff. They're all coming out.
Yeah,
So it's
I've got
gonna
a
be
ton
good
of
time.
family that are coming out
Yeah.
this year because it's a good excuse to come out to Vegas because then they can go bet on the game,
Heck yeah.
do all that kinds of fun stuff. Plus, we've got a bunch of people coming over from Australia,
Yeah.
which is going to be a blast, including Rantimus, a.k.a. Nick, who is the Australian Fat Mat distributor. There was a really good deal. Oh, Tinbane also will be
Yeah,
there, which
Tinbane
is
will be there.
really excited. There was a great deal, and we've got a bunch of people coming from the UK. A gentleman on Daka Daka just let us know that it's going to be his 50th birthday.
Awesome.
He's coming out with his buddies from Scotland.
Oh,
So
sweet.
really excited. And plus, there's a ton of our Canadian friends come down also. So it's going to be a blast. We're expecting over 2,000 attendees. The 40K championships should be over 300 people. It's going to be bonkers. Really, really going to be a great time. Can't wait to see everybody there.
All right. There's some awesome photos floating around of some cool alternative models for 40K from a company called Wargame Exclusive.
Now, these are just,
They're incredible.
I mean, they're beautiful models. Some of them are a bit silly, but they're just, I mean, flying in the face of GW's IP. I wonder if they're going to, like, are they able to do this after the Chapter House lawsuit? Is this in the realm of legal? Because, I mean, these are obviously GW miniatures. The first one is a Fire Warrior, maybe a Cadre Fireblade. We've got one that's a female Chaos Raptor. Got some Orc Servo, like, Power Claw style arms. You could also use them on a Servitor. Got a shirtless female Commissar with a strategically
I dig
placed
it.
jacket.
2 Power Fists.
Two
Who's rocking it?
power fists. Let your imagination fly is what those are for. It's just really interesting. Like, how are they getting away with this?
I don't know.
You know, they've got what is obviously an Obliterator and then an Adeptus Mechanicus, like Skitarii style model with a flamethrower. I'm sure they've all got
really
different
cool.
names, you know.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But, you know, I can only imagine that these are illegal, or GW would have cease and desisted these people hardcore. But this is also why G-Dub is doing what they're doing with Age of Sigmar, like changing the names of everything so they can copyright it so that people can't do this, which, as a business, I totally get that. But if you're interested, check these out. They're pretty cool. I don't think this is really going to take a lot of business away from GW. These are very specialized and probably expensive. The shirtless commissar, you know what? I can laugh at that. It's a bit silly, but
I dig it. I think I can't wait to see some of these in painting competitions and stuff like that. They're going to look amazing. These models are incredible.
They're well sculpted. I do not like the Obliterator, though.
Not a big fan.
His gimp leg doesn't do it for me.
The rest are really cool.
Yeah.
More pics floating around from the upcoming WoW movie of Orgrim.
What's his Orgrim Thunderhammer or something like that? You played WoW.
Thunderfist. I don't know what his name is.
He's the orc character. Cool. We've seen him all the cinematics.
It's gonna be sick.
I mean, it looks lifelike. It looks like a real.
It's live action, right?
It's a mixture of live action and CGI.
Nice.
World of Warcraft movie. Unfortunately, I have a friend who works in that industry, and he says that it looks like crap so far.
Really? Wow.
A bit of a letdown.
It's exciting.
A bit of a letdown. We'll see what actually happens. Maybe that's just a personal opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I can't wait. They probably just should have made it all CGI because their CGI, like their intro videos and stuff like that, are just mind-blowing.
I mean, as I understand it, there's some really good actors and actresses that are attached to this, like Carl Urban.
No way.
He's supposed to be part of it. He played Judge Dredd.
That's cool.
He was in one of the Jason Bourne movies.
Yeah.
He's great. I love Carl Urban. So, we'll see. I have high hopes.
Sweet. Victoria Miniatures shows off 10 new Tannenberg female troopers. And they look pretty cool.
Yeah, these are quite clearly female Mordian Iron Guard, Imperial Guard miniatures. This is what Victoria Miniatures does. They're very high quality, typically pewter, and they essentially picked up lines of Imperial Guard miniatures that GW abandoned, like the old Cadians, Mordian Iron Guard, the Pith Helmet, Praetorians.
What were the guys that were like the Desert Warriors or like the...
Talarn.
Those guys were sick.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. Those old GW Imperial Guard miniatures still look great. Like, I have a lot of metal Catachans.
Yeah.
And they look awesome. Talarn, and I really like it it's a treat whenever you very rarely see a Valhallan.
Oh, Valhallans are incredible.
Army. They're just
super cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And the Talarn, are badass. Yeah. And Forge World makes a couple Talarn kits, conversion kits for tanks, and then Rough Riders.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool.
All right. Forge World latest bulletin shows off a new Mechanicus model, possibly a character, and some vehicle upgrades.
This is really neat. They show a heavy flamer, a pintail-mounted heavy flamer for being mounted upon a rhino.
Yeah.
Mama made me mash my M&Ms. I was stumbling and bumbling on that one. I would love to be able to put a heavy flamer on my rhinos. You bet your bottom dollar I would take that, even if it was an upgrade.
You know what's funny about this kit? It's the old rhino, isn't it?
It's the faux old rhino.
But it's on top of a new rhino.
Yeah, it's made to look like the old rhino, but it's not, because the old rhino's tiny.
Yeah, I know. It was super small.
But it's got the circular doors and such. But yeah, being able to put a heavy flamer on a rhino would be a great option. I would totally swap my Stormbolter out for that.
Okay.
And then the characters that they're showing off are for Adeptus Mechanicus. It looks like a Tech Priest Dominus, something similar, and he's got his little buddy. It's like his cool. R2-D2 companion.
A little pincer claw. It's cool. I really like these models. They look great.
Forge World is kicking ass. Now, a big rumor is that Forge World was going to be available in stores in November.
Yeah.
So in the rumor section, we'll get to what kind of set that off. But very interesting. Anybody remembers maybe 7 years ago, you used to be able to buy Forge World in GW stores, especially Battle Bunkers.
Battle Bunkers, yeah.
And they stopped doing it because there was logistical issues. But apparently now they've corrected that. And they're going to be stocking it. And when they say in stores, I assume that's GW stores, not wholesalers. If it is, Eureka, because we will sell the crap out of that stuff. We would love that. We don't know. We'll keep you tuned in. Supposedly, that's going to be happening in November.
That would be incredible. Halo Fleet battles are coming in plastic, which is really cool. We thought that it was a resin originally.
Yeah, they look like resin models.
God, they're like multi-part kits. It looks really cool.
They look like I wouldn't say quite GW standard, but like a Gundam model.
Yeah.
They really remind me of that kind of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
But they look good. They're extremely detailed. The human ships are gray and the Covenant ships are purple. So right out the box, you'd be able to play it and you'd be able to differentiate the troops, the ships quite easily.
That's cool.
Look pretty cool. I'm in all honesty, I'm not going to play the game. But for those of you who like Halo, this looks like it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. A painted Toughest Girls in the Galaxy Iron Emperor regular trooper is being shown off, fully painted. This thing is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, these are just incredible miniatures.
Jesus.
Toughest Girls in the Galaxy has been struggling to keep up with demand, but they have been releasing miniatures.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in supplementing your Astra Militarum or Sisters of Battle or whatever the case, they even have female-style Space Marine models, in my opinion, wink, wink. So take a look at them. They are absolutely phenomenal miniatures. We have some of them in real life. They are like true scale. They're closer like Infinity 28 millimeter than the heroic 28 millimeter scale that you have in 40K. Really, really good miniatures. Definitely check them out.
40K card game Conquest has a Tyranid expansion coming out fairly soon, so that's pretty cool. The Great Devourer.
Yeah, I've never played. I'm not a card game guy. It's just not my deal. I think that there could be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me I should play Magic. It does not do it for me. I like playing with miniatures. I like playing with toys, straight up. If I want to play cards, I'd rather play poker, and that's just me. I'm not putting them down at all. But I've heard good things about Conquest. I know a lot of people that we know that love games that play it say it's a really fun game. Expansion set coming out, the Great Devourer, it's going to have Tyranids, and I saw a bunch of like Catachans and stuff in there, which I thought was pretty cool.
That'd be sweet. I need to try out that game because I do like deck builders, so that'd be a lot of fun. A new 40K MOBA coming out called Dark Nexus Arena. Looks amazing. We watched the trailer. We watched some gameplay. It looks really cool. It's just like Dota and League of Legends, but with 40K
theme.
So
it looked pretty cool, man. Like you could play. There was like a War Boss. There was a Fire Warrior. There was Dark Eldar jet bikes. It looked pretty neat. I've never even played a MOBA, so my opinion is really limited. It looked visually appealing, though.
It looked cool, and it actually takes some skill because you have to like aim with shooting attacks. You actually have to like put your mouse on the enemy and like lead them and like shoot where they're gonna go and stuff. So it's gonna take a lot more skill, I think, than like the auto attack versions of like Dota and League of Legends and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see if it takes off. See if it goes anywhere. I'm excited. I might give it a shot. The ATC wrapped up this weekend, and it sounds like it was a blast. They had a ton of 40 teams.
Yeah.
42, 40. They have 40-something teams.
It was like over 200 players.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. If you break that 200-player boundary, you're one of the biggest tournaments out there.
Yeah.
Very few tournaments do it. Adepticon wasn't over 200 people this year.
I don't remember.
I think they were like 180 or something like that. Nova wasn't either. And not at all putting those guys down. We're just saying, like, to make it as a comparison point to say, hey, congratulations, ATC. You guys, whatever you're doing, people like it.
Heck yeah.
So keep rolling with it, and congratulations. We were bummed we weren't able to make it, but Ben Cromwell on our team was a part of the team that I believe won the whole thing.
I'm not sure.
Team Happy won. We'll get more details as we go. If you go to ATC's website, they have all the results posted. Also, Josh Dirth, one of our teammates, was second overall highest scoring player. So
nice. Good
well
job,
done, Josh. But yeah, it sounded like the team with Ben Cromwell, Alan Aramovich, Mitch, it sounded like they were in the lead the whole way.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a report on who won the thing. It's only Monday. Everybody's just kind of decompressing after traveling home.
Yeah.
I think they won it. I'm not sure, but Team Happy was the top placing team.
That's awesome.
Whoever the heck they are, but they're happy because they won.
Yeah.
So.
But no, it looks and sounds like a lot of fun. Everybody was posting all weekend, keeping it updated. Super stoked. So we'll have to make the trip next year.
Yeah, both our teams
just need to book it.
Fell apart. It was just, we had too many people that bailed, and then it was.
Yeah.
These things happen. Team events can be hard to pull together.
Yep. Upcoming ITC events. So we've got Hard Boys, or Ard Boys.
It's Ard Boys.
Ard Boys in Pensacola, Florida, August 1st. Guardian Cup Light.
8.25.
8.25 Guardian Games, Portland, Oregon, August 8th. Mugu Games, August ITC event. Mugu Games, Everett, Washington, August 8th. Autos, August 40K ITC. And Autos, Video Games, and more, Bakersfield, California, August 8th. Hammer of Wrath GT, Game Empire, San Diego, California, August 8th through 9th.
And we will be at that one. That's up in Game Empire, Pasadena.
Heck yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that mistakenly says San Diego. It's in Pasadena. There's 2 Game Empire stores, so we'll correct that.
Rumors. The rumors section is gathered from the web and is not in any way information received from any manufacturer, nor is it necessarily accurate. This section of the podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only.
So the big news on the interwebs today, you've probably already heard it, seen it, everyone's very excited about this, myself included, is that there are pictures of plastic 30K Mark IV Heresy armor, Space Marine armor, floating around. These look like they're a complete multi-part plastic kit. They've got heavy weapon, special weapons, sergeant upgrades, and it's the Mark IV armor, which is on the cover of many of the books. It's the armor that has the studs on the helmet, the legs, and one of the shoulder pads. If I remember correctly, I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that is the correct one. But it looks really cool. Some of the differences, they have the modern backpacks, not the 30K style backpacks. They do have the old school 30K goofy looking missile launcher.
Yeah.
They do have the different knives and bolters. Looks cool. These things are going to sell like absolute hotcakes.
Yeah.
I would really love to see them do the Mark II, Mark III, which are the really old school like plate mail looking
With the night helmets.
suits with the night helmets. Yep. I'm willing to bet that we do see those. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
This is exciting, and there's also a character kit that makes both a Cataphractii Terminator character and a power armor equipped character, and it looks like you can make them into a chaplain or a librarian or a captain.
Did you see the sprue for that, though? Or at least the images that are floating around? His head is connected to his legs. with
Yeah,
like an
but it
extra little
goes
screw
inside the
piece.
body.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It looks kind of funky.
It does. It
I was
is.
like, what is that?
It's a little weird, but you know what?
Yeah.
They got 2 characters, complete characters on a single sprue.
Yeah.
That's the way it looked to me. It looked like you can make both. It's not either or. You can make a power armor and a Cataphractii Terminator version. So
That's cool.
this is really cool. And now this ties into the fact that supposedly Forge World is going to be available in stores. Again, what kind of stores we don't know yet, but we'll let you know. And can't wait to see this because I would love to see Forge World more available to everybody because that would help break down those barriers that people have where they create these artificial distinctions between, Forge World 40K and normal 40K, even though the books straight tell you that that they're good to go.
GW also wants you to play with no Force Org or anything like that. So.
Well, I mean, the Forge World books straight up say, anyway, it doesn't matter. They are a part of the game, but some people still create the artificial distinction in their mind that somehow it's a different game. That's okay. The more available it becomes, the more and more people can just feel free to use the toys that they want to use.
Yeah. Pictures of the new Age of Sigmar terrain is also floating around, and geez, they are just GW killing it. They are just killing it.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will
These are
about Age of Sigmar. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
The new terrain kits, there's like the rumors are it's like the Oculus Numinous or something like that. It's like a giant sphere on top of this temple, and it looks amazing. There's like the dragon gate. I'm screwing the names up.
Dragon.
Yeah,
Fate.
but they look incredible. Can't wait to get our hands on some of these because they will look really nice on the table. Definitely check it out. The other thing that looks awesome, there's pictures floating around of the upcoming Paladin box set, and this makes the basically like Terminators of the Stormcast Eternals.
Two-handed hammer guys.
They have glaives, axes, hammers, all two-handed,
So cool.
and they're on 40mm bases. They're really good in the game. Yeah, and they look boss. These are basically the Terminators of the Stormcast Eternals. Very, very cool models.
I hope they make one with like nunchucks.
I would love to see a faction that has stuff like that.
Nunchucks at all. Yeah.
Nunchuck Eternal Lightning Chucks.
Wasn't it like proven that nunchucks are like the dumbest weapon?
pretty crappy?
Yeah. Like
They said they're really only good against somebody who's not wearing armor. Because I was watching one of those things where they test out the weapons,
yeah.
and they said that because this guy was he's like a master. He's like, wow. The thing is, it rebounds. Like you hit somebody, and it
Hits you back.
Yeah. Or even if it doesn't
That'd be hilarious.
even if it doesn't hit you back as soon as you hit your opponent, you lose all the momentum.
So you have to start over.
So you have to start doing it again. But they said that the samurai sword legitimately was like
They're the best.
the bomb. Yeah. Anyway, what?
That's all right. They get a couple right.
Yeah.
Um,
The Stormcast Eternals also have a chapter structure similar to Space
Nice.
Marines. These are fantasy Space Marines, straight up. The bolt. I think their crossbows are even called like bolt casters or something. It's like, wow. I mean, they have chapter masters or captains, chaplains. It looks like they have like an apothecary character. It's just
they shoot
Yeah.
tactical bolts.
yeah. I mean, Space Marines sell like hotcakes, right? GW is saying, look what works, and we're going to try and replicate that success with Stormcast Eternals. And you know what? it'll probably work.
Heck yeah.
It'll
They
probably
look
work.
sweet.
They look really cool. And there's also rumors of Sylvaneth models coming out, which are rumored to be repackagings of the current Wood Elves, or Elves as they're now being called.
Elves.
I'm excited to see this. I played Wood Elves Fantasy when I did play, and I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like them. So
Do you think it'll be like a brand new kit? Or do you think
probably
it'll
just-
just be a rebox?
yeah, with round bases.
Dang it.
It may actually give me a reason to go out and get a new plastic treatment because they look so dope. I have the old fugly metal treatment that are heinously bad, and I've got 2 of them because they're so good. And like, this might give me an excuse to actually buy the new Tree Man.
The new Tree Man is sick.
I would, even though I would feel so bad because my Wood Elf army, like the basing on them is so cool.
Yeah.
I would actually be tempted to just put them on round bases because all my Dryads are fully painted.
Yeah.
I would just be sad to like cut their feet off of the base that I did spend so much time on. But yeah, I might give it a
Just
whirl.
glue them on top of a round base.
I might.
There you go.
And then just put like little like leaves around it.
It's too bad they're not reboxing them because in my opinion, the coolest looking elves are the ones from Lord of the Rings.
Get out of here. The High Elves, I think the High Elves,
Yeah.
the White Lions. Oh, those
No,
guys are
I
so baller.
From Lord of the Rings.
Dude, they got a
Coolest
chariot that's being pulled by lions, and the axes. They have big 2-handed axes. The White Lions,
That doesn't make them
the
cool.
White and the Sword Masters of Hoth. There's some good stuff. And then my favorite is the War Dancers. That's why I chose Wood Elves. I read this crazy 80s comic book about fantasy, and then the main character is a War Dancer, and it's like so 80s metal. Like the dude's just like killing all these Nurgle guys, and he's like giant mohawk, and like he looked like he came out of like Iggy Pop crossed with fantasy. It was amazing.
It's so funny. They had the War Dancers and then they had the Slayers from the Dwarves, and they're the exact same thing.
Kind of like.
Just different races.
I mean, like in terms on the game, yeah, they are
Yeah.
they are the same, but like their fluff is quite a bit different. The War Dancers are just badass.
All right. Completed commissions. We just recently completed an Eldar commission. This is level 2. Check it out. Looks really cool.
Yeah, a level 2
like the
commission is better than tabletop quality. This is really good. It's still at a very affordable price point. We have a very large team of painters now for Frontline Gaming, and check us out for your next paint commission because we do excellent work, and you will be very satisfied, especially with a level 2. You put it on the tabletop, you will get a lot of compliments on it. So take a look at this. Also go to frontlinegaming.org and check out our portfolio, and you can see all of the projects we've completed. Not all of them, but a great deal of them. And you can see the high quality that comes out of our studio consistently. It's excellent.
All right.
Before we jump into listener review, also I forgot to add into the news, we will be doing our once per quarter ITC update this Friday. So
Okay.
go ahead and attach your questions for any rules issues you think are pertinent to this blog post. You can find it at frontlinegaming.org. Click on the blog post for the podcast. Leave your questions and rules issues, any kind of feedback that you think is pertinent for the ITC there. We're going to compile all of it, and then we're going to get all that ready to go so that we can do our once per quarter ITC update. The comments from the last blog post were very insightful. Thank you very much. We're going to take all that, we're going to compile it together, and we're going to use that to create the questionnaire for ways to keep the ITC relevant to the changing environment of 40K.
Nice. All right, list for review. We've got a Blood Angels list. Chaplain with a jump pack, grav pistol, and melt-a-bomb. Stormraven gunship with assault cannon, hurricane sponsons, and typhoon missile launcher. 2 times Death Company dreads, both with blood talons, magna grapples, melta, and flamers in drop pods with the missile launcher upgrade.
All the kit, baby.
2 times 10-man Death Company squads with jump packs, a power sword, a power fist, and a thunderhammer. Bolt pistol and chain swords. Okay.
It's just formatted kind of strange, yeah.
And they both take Razorbacks, but the Razorbacks are empty, clearly, with twin link blast cannons and Hunter
Killer missiles.
Killer missiles and Dozer Blade upgrades. And finally, a 10-man squad of Space Marines with bolters and power, or maybe that's another Death Company squad.
It's a tactical squad.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
with
bolters,
power
power
fist,
fist.
and a Rhino with a Storm Bolter and Dozer Blade.
It might be Death Company. They didn't specify. Let's assume it's Death Company because I want it to be that way because that's all Death Company.
That would be amazing.
And 2 Death Company dreads and a chaplain.
Even better.
This is a list that is clearly meant to just punch you in the dick and have some fun. Actually, might win some game. So let's give our critiques. Storm Raven, multi-melta always, in my opinion, or Twin Link Assault Cannon. I think the Typhoon Missile Launcher is, it's not bad, but I think the multi-melta is the way to go.
Yeah.
It's just so much more versatile, especially with Power of the Machine Spirit. And you do have the Twin Link Assault Cannon as a good choice. The Death Company Dreads, I'd cut some of the kit, like the 100 killer missiles. Really, they're not worth the points, in my opinion. It's just a crack missile. The Magna Grapple is not as good as it was. I'd run them cheap. Just go melt a heavy flamer in the drop pod.
The drop pod is actually the thing with the missile launcher upgrade.
The drop pod has the
Deathwind missile launcher.
hell on earth. So then, never mind. That's actually pretty good.
It is.
It's actually surprisingly pretty good.
Yeah.
We played. We've shared many times. We have a member of our team, Christian. He's been in the military, so he's been kind of absent. But he was the best player on our team at the time in terms of tournament performance. And he used to play an all drop pod army, and every single drop pod had a Deathwind missile launcher. And we were like, why did you spend all those points? And then he'd be like, prepare for hell on earth. And they shoot. Dude, it seriously was doing damage.
It was hilarious. He's all like, the guys inside are just a decoy. And the
drop pods.
Deal the damage.
The drop pods are the real stars of the show. And I mean, seriously, like in a battle company where you're getting the drop pod for free and you're paying to upgrade, and you could drop down like 12. You would be like, think about what that does. They're strength 5, right? Strength 5 large blast.
Yeah, I think they're strength 5, AP 5.
I mean, that's a lot of damage that you're firing
The
out.
downside is they're 12-inch range or something like that.
Yeah, but that's why you just need lots of them.
Yeah, you just circle your enemy. You're like, ah.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good.
It was funny.
But anyway, the 100 killer missiles are usually not worth the points.
Nope.
The Death Company, I like the way you've got them configured. A Power Sword, Power Fist, Thunder Hammer. It's great for a 10-man squad.
Me personally, I'd drop the Thunder Hammer. I don't know. Or throw in another Power Fist. Power Fist is usually cheaper.
The Thunder Hammer is great for fighting things like Wraith Knights, Imperial Knights, because if you don't kill it, he's now swinging at I1 in the next round of combat. Yeah. So you don't lose as many, or you'll get more guys to swing. I think it's for 5 points. I think it's not a bad idea to throw it in there, because that lowering the initiative against a really tough opponent can be really useful.
Yeah.
And then the Razorback, yeah, Twin Linked Las Cannon is great. I would just drop the 100 killer missile. Yeah.
And then the Storm Raven, good. Grav Pistol, I like it because you can shoot that Wraith Knight before you charge in.
Lower him to I1. So in all, I think that this is a fun list. It's going to really struggle against some of the armies out there, but in terms of a themed, cool, fun list, I think it's great. Death Company army.
I think the only thing you're missing is Askarath.
I think you almost have to take Askarath if you're going to play it.
Take this list. Yeah. But it's cool. All right, guys. That's all we got. Go ahead and ask us some questions.
Let's see what we got. The rumor is that a Blood Angels list recently won a GT. Oh, hey, good for them. Blood Angels are still really good. They absolutely have the tools to win. I know a lot of people feel like they've got shorted without having like a Decurion or a battle company essentially. Yeah. That would obviously help quite a bit, but Blood Angels are good. They really do have all the tools that they need. Let's see. Black Dynamite. So I've been debating for some time about whether to sell my Tau army. Someone did send us a Tau army to use. It's not to keep. Troy Kadriff was incredibly generous.
Yeah.
And he sent us his Tau army because he hasn't been playing it. So, we have one that we're going to be showing off in some games here really soon. However, if you do want to sell your Tau army, send us some pictures, and we may be happy to do business with you. Oh, please, get rid of that meme.
CW Dub, what would GW have to do to make you guys... Motherfucker. Have to make you guys rage quit hard enough to set your armies on fire and post a poorly edited video on YouTube?
No, nothing, ever.
I would never do that.
Well, I finally started a 30K army, Nova Star asks. Probably not. I'm just really not that interested in 30K. I'm very satisfied with 40K.
Pale Oviel, do you guys frequently magnetize your stuff? Yeah,
all the time.
My whole battle company is going to be fully magnetized. So.
All the time. You just get so much more mileage out of your models when you take the time to magnetize.
Lord Scrambles, if a flyer has a deep strike special rule, Xiphon, can it deep strike back in from ongoing reserves after it flies off?
No, you enter from ongoing reserves the way you left.
Yep. Player Justificator, how do I get a list for review?
send it in to frontlinegamingkian@gmail.com.
Word up.
All right.
Not a whole lot of questions here.
Thuk Kushi. I'm going to mispronounce that on purpose. Can you ship the Fat Mats terrain internationally? We can. We also have distribution points in the UK and Australia.
Yeah.
So depending on where you're located, you would want to order from a specific web cart. And our terrain that we are going to be making with Greenman Designs should be available. We plan on having it ready to rock next month.
Nuka Magnum, do you guys have any recommendations for tools to drill holes for magnets? I
can't really find anything that works that well. A pin vise will work to a point. Really, you need a power drill with very small drill bits.
That's what I use.
It's really actually pretty easy because most of the magnets come in imperial standard sizes, like in inches. So just get a drill bit that's the same size as the diameter of the magnet, like 1/16 of an inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch. And you just drill a hole and just drop it right in. It's easy.
Yeah.
THC, Cushy, Canada, that fits. I'm assuming you're from Vancouver or British Columbia somewhere. He'll get that joke. He's Canadian. Anyway. Yeah, we actually have stores that are selling the Fat Mats in Canada. So if you go to the Fat Mat store locator on frontlinegaming.org, you can find stores that are shipping out of Canada. It'll save you a lot of money on the shipping. The other thing we can do is ship it to the border really cheap, and then you just have to be able to get it from there. So
yeah. Dremels are great.
Yep.
Dremels work really well. What is that?
Mr. Meatball. Is there any reason to run Ravenwing bike squads instead of Black Knights? No, not to my knowledge. I mean, grav guns, I guess. But the Black Knights are they're one of the best units in the game. Like, they're amazing.
Yeah. Bento Box 722. So what do you guys think of using Drago with Cataphragm destroyers with grav? It's good.
It goes great. You can teleport around. He protects them. They're all T5 from shooting as long as there's at least one of the Cataphragms alive. Yeah, it's great.
Zenit Slav, speaking of mats, any updates on shipping to Scandinavia and such? Still,
shipping up to Sweden. It's shipping up to Sweden, Norway, Finland. It's really expensive.
Yeah,
we're like really the best thing we could do is find a store in Sweden that would be willing to stock the mats, ship it to them in bulk.
Yeah,
it's just really expensive. We've been searching for a way to get over that, but yeah, shipping from the UK into Sweden is not cheap.
Nope. All right. Looks like that might be it. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time for a live game. Thanks, guys.